Hey, Chris here, welcome back to the channel. So this video will be showing you how to make £500 a day at the Cheltenham Festival in 2023. We'll be looking at things like what strategies you can use, which bookmakers are going to be the most profitable accounts to use, and also how to set things up each day so that you can give yourself the best chance of making some great profits. Before we get into the video though, I'll just quickly mention the Profit Boss Match Betting Facebook group, which I'll leave a link to down in the description for you to get joined up to if you're not yet a member. But having said that and getting into it then, why do I say make £500 a day at the Cheltenham Festival in this year of 2023? Well, it's actually what happened last year in 2022. So I used one Bet365 account that I put £500 in, and I used my Smarkets account as the exchange, which I put £5,000 in, and basically just did one strategy, which I'll talk about in a second, and made that £2,000 or £500 each day, because it's 4 days of profit. So that's why I've kind of labeled the video as how to make £500 a day, because it is something that is definitely possible to do if you do the right things and you take the right steps. Now, this year, I actually plan on putting £10,000 into my Smarkets account and £990 into Bet365. Now, why do I say 990? Well, it's actually because when you deposit £1,000 or more into Bet365, it causes their system to review your account and limit your deposits. So 990 is that sweet spot of putting in the most that you should get away with without being noticed, but it's still a decent amount of money for you to be placing some nice back bets with. Now, with those figures of 10,000 in Smarkets and that just shy of 1,000 in Bet365, I will be aiming to make £4,000 of profit from that single Bet365 account. But as I said at the start of this video, we're going to talk about strategies, best bookmakers, and setup for this year's Cheltenham Festival. And the strategies that you'll want to implement are, of course, for those of you that don't know, the extra places strategy. And that's something that you can simply just use the Odds Monkey Extra Place Matcher to do. So I'll put a screenshot up now of what that tool looks like. And obviously, if you're not yet started with that strategy, I do have the completely free course over on the Profit Boss Ko-fi page. To make bigger profits with extra places, you of course do need a larger bankroll. But if a larger bankroll is just something that you haven't quite got yet, maybe we're much closer to Cheltenham now because it starts on the 14th of March, and you're not able to get the sort of thousands of pounds of bankroll together sort of this late on, what you can do with a smaller bankroll, so between say £500 to £1,000, I would class as a smaller bankroll, is you can actually use the racing matcher, which again is an odds monkey tool, and be getting on all of the reload offers that bookmakers put on. So bet £10 on a horse, and if it finishes second or third, you get a £10 free bet. And you can still clear a couple of £100 worth of profit just from those reload offers that are on the racing matcher. Something else I wanted to talk about with regards to strategy, if you're someone that may have been doing match betting for a while and all of your bookmaker accounts are restricted, so you're only able to put on like a few pounds each way on a horse now, well, with the extra places strategy, you can still make really nice profits even on restricted accounts. So don't think that just because you've been getting gubbed left, right and centre, you won't be able to still clear several £100 of profit still. So just to summarise, the main strategy I would personally be focused on for people with higher bankrolls, I would just solely focus on extra places and not really look at the reload offers. But if you haven't got the multiple thousands of pounds that takes to really take advantage of it, then I would be just focused on the smaller reload offers and maybe do a couple of extra places here and there, but your main profit will come from those reloads. But moving on, now I'd like to talk about what are the best bookmaker accounts to make the most profit from the Cheltenham Festival in 2023. And rather than me name them all out now, I'll just put a screenshot up now of all the different bookmakers that I feel will be the very best to use. Now there's a little surprise one in there at the very bottom there. So Odds King is one that I'll mention here. Now, what we saw just gone at the weekend was actually Odds King put on some really nice offers to do with extra places. So what I'm really hoping happens for Cheltenham is Odds King just pop up out of nowhere, because they didn't do anything with last year's Cheltenham, and they offer some really great terms, and we can take advantage of that and make some great profit from it. But finally, I wanted to talk about setup, and with regards to setup, it's something that it's quite simple to do, really. You just want to be getting up every morning, probably around 7, half 7, and start checking for these great value extra place bets or reload bets around 8 o'clock in the morning, and just be refreshing your extra place matcher or your racing matcher, and have everything set up so that you can be really taking advantage of everything. And as well, when it comes to setup, you want to have a system in place where you can record all of the bets that you're placing. Whether you're old school like me and you want to write them down on a notepad, so you would, of course, write out what the race is, which bookmaker, how much you bet, how much qualifying loss that bet has cost you, what potential profit you could make from that bet, and so on. Or if you're a bit more savvy and you want to use Excel, then of course you can log everything on Excel. But with so much going on, it is really essential to have some kind of logging system in place so that you can keep track of where your money's gone, and you don't want to just be winning bets into bookmakers and not know that that's happened. So that's the main thing, really. Get up, get on your computer and be placing those bets, and also logging them. And what you can also do is have your tabs set up just like how I set them up on the members live stream. And obviously, I think the members live stream that I put on for Cheltenham each year, so I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, every day of the festival, and we do around from sort of 10 a.m. in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so 6 hours of live stream there, where I'm sharing what bets to get on. Broken Quest, still at 18 there. So over the 14.5 we want. And there's members there in the live chat there, also giving shout outs to some great value bets in the festival. If you've had any value from this video, please do take the time to tap the like button below. And if you've been match betting for a few years, please do comment below if you feel there's anything that I may have missed out mentioning in this video. Until next time though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.